The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, there was a king who lived with his 3 daughters in a castle in a far-off land. One day, while thinking about his daughters, the king decided to find husbands for them. He wanted his daughters to marry worthy men, so he asked them what kind of husbands they desired. The eldest princess said, "I want a husband who is handsome and dashing." The second princess said, "I want a husband who is rich and powerful." The youngest princess said thoughtfully, "I want to find a husband who is sincere and understands me deeply." After the announcement about finding suitors for the princesses, many young men came forward to win the hands of the beautiful princesses. When it was time for the princesses to marry, the king declared his plan. He said, "I will throw 3 precious gems into a spring in the forest. The suitors will gather there in 3 days. The man who finds the emerald will marry the eldest princess, the one who finds the ruby will marry the second princess, and the one who finds the diamond will marry the youngest princess." The next day, the king selected 3 gems: an emerald, a ruby, and a diamond, and took them to the forest. The king walked around the suitors with the 3 gems in hand. First, he dropped the emerald, then the ruby, and finally the diamond. At the end of the first day, a handsome young man found the emerald. The second day, a wealthy prince found the ruby. But on the third day, a frog found the diamond. The frog brought the diamond to the king and said, "I am the Frog Prince. I have found the diamond. I wish to propose to the youngest princess." When the king told the youngest princess about the Frog Prince, she refused the proposal. "Father, how can I marry a frog? Please withdraw your command." The king replied, "No, my dear, I am the king of a land. I cannot go back on my word." "But father, how can you bear to see your daughter so unhappy?" The king comforted his youngest daughter but insisted she must marry the Frog Prince as promised. The subjects of the kingdom talked endlessly about the Frog Prince becoming the husband of the princess. They mocked the youngest princess, especially the suitors who failed to find the gems. The princess felt utterly miserable. She cried out, "I am the unhappiest person in the world." She felt that no one cared for her. The king did not understand his daughter. The princess kept her pain hidden from her friends and sank deeper into sadness. Her 2 elder sisters had grand weddings, and the bells rang joyfully throughout the village. Eventually, the youngest princess left the palace. She went to live independently in the forest, eating simple food, drinking from the spring, chopping wood, washing her clothes, cleaning, and caring for herself. Despite her independence, she felt incredibly lonely and sad. One day, while bathing in a deep, cold pond, the princess grew exhausted and almost drowned. The Frog Prince appeared and with all his strength, rescued her and brought her to safety. The Frog Prince saved her life. "Why did you save me, frog?" the princess asked. "Because you are still so young, and you deserve to live," the Frog Prince replied. "No, I can't," the princess lamented. "I am the most miserable person in the universe." "Tell me about it," the Frog Prince encouraged. They began to share their stories. The Frog Prince listened and understood. He told the princess about his own unhappiness and loneliness. They shared their thoughts and feelings, growing closer each day. They laughed, played, and worked together. One day, while sitting by the pond, the princess leaned over and with great emotion, kissed the frog prince on the forehead. Pop! Suddenly, the frog prince turned into a prince. He lifted the princess in his arms and said, "You have turned me into a human with your kiss. Although I looked like a frog on the outside, you saw my true heart. I am now free." A witch had turned me into a frog until I found someone who truly loved me for who I am. By seeing beyond appearances, the princess discovered true love. The youngest princess and the frog prince returned to the castle and married. The elder sisters were displeased with their own marriages. The handsome prince was indifferent and the wealthy prince was mocking and commanding. In contrast, the youngest princess and the frog prince lived happily ever after. The end.